Yo guys, before the video starts, the majority of you watching these videos aren't actually subscribed according to my analytics, so right now, subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video. It would be really appreciated, but yeah, let's get right into it. What's up guys, it's Tom of Thompson Wrestling and welcome to another video about TNA / Impact Wrestling actually, because we do talk about Impact quite a fair bit in this video. Part 4 of my documentary series is coming soon. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a longer gap between part 3 and this next part. But today, I'm doing an actual positive video on TNA. You know, I've done a lot of videos just clowning on TNA, but the worst of TNA, I can't speak. The worst of the TNA series, the documentary series, the classic pay-per-view review, the top 5s. So I thought I'd do a positive video, that being talking about the best TNA man versus woman matches of all time. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the older TNA intergender matches you might not know ever happened, and then talk about some of the ones going on in Impact today. So yeah, trust me when I say there's a lot of Tessa Blanchard in this video. So first, I'll be talking about 5 different notable intergender matches from TNA, and then later 7 intergender matches from Impact just this year. So let's start off. The first match we have on our list is Awesome Kong and BG James versus AJ Styles and Super Eric. This match took place at TNA Sacrifice 2008 as part of the Deuces Wild Tag Team Tournament, which was a tournament for the vacant tag titles, and this was a first round match. The reason why this match is on the list is just that it's a bit mental that this match actually happened. All of these wrestlers were or are in WWE, with Awesome Kong currently being in AEW. Basically, this match is Awesome Kong and Road Dogg versus AJ Styles and Eric Young, which is just the craziest match title ever. The match even featured Awesome Kong and AJ Styles throwing down in the ring for a bit, which, what a mental sentence, you know, foreshadowing a bit of WWE versus AEW, huh? But this match was pretty standard with AJ and Eric getting the win in the end, but it is just weird to think that Awesome Kong and Road Dogg once tried to win the TNA tag titles. Next up, we go to Awesome Kong versus Kip James. I thought we'd keep this Awesome Kong / New Age Outlaw theme going because Kip James, for those who don't know, is Billy Gunn, and this match was used to build to Sacrifice 2009, where Kong was facing Angelina Love for the Knockouts title. Angelina Love was part of a stable called the Beautiful People, along with Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, and Kip James, and Awesome Kong took on all 3 of the other members in separate stretcher matches for whatever reason, and she won all of them, but she beat Kip especially convincing. Like, she smacked him with chair shots to the head multiple times, placed the chair on his neck, and splashed him multiple times before putting him on the stretcher for the 10 count and to win in dominant fashion. But despite dominating the entire Beautiful People stable, Kong would go on to lose to Angelina Love at Sacrifice 2009, unfortunately. But this match was just crazy. The next match is a very interesting one, and it's still surreal to me that this match happened. We're talking about Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett taking on Kurt Angle and Chyna at Sacrifice 2011. That's right, Chyna wrestled a match in 2011. The build to this match saw Karen getting involved with the feud between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett. Karen is the real-life wife to Jeff, and for those who don't know, the real-life ex-wife of Kurt Angle. So a match was made for Jeff and Karen versus Kurt and a partner of his choosing, and Kurt chose Chyna in a crazy moment that nobody was expecting, and they defeated Karen and Jeff at Sacrifice 2011 in a match that saw Chyna get in the ring with Jeff as a nice little callback to their WWE Intercontinental title feud. This was really cool to see. The next 2 and final matches from the TNA era for this video took place in 2015 as part of a world title tournament. This was the TNA World Title Series, which ran almost like a World Cup format. There were 8 groups of 4 wrestlers. Those wrestlers would compete against each other in the group in matches to gain points, with the top 2 advancing to the actual tournament bracket. All the groups were actually sections, like there was an X Division group, there was a UK wrestlers group, and one group, interestingly enough, was a Knockouts group. meaning 4 women had the opportunity at the world title. The group was made up of Awesome Kong, Brooke Tessmacher, Gail Kim and Madison Rayne, with Gail Kim and Awesome Kong being the 2 women to advance and were then placed in the tournament with 14 other men. All of which who were trying to win the world title, and in the first round, Gail Kim would face Tigre Uno and Awesome Kong would face Jesse Goddard, but sadly, Gail and Kong would both lose their respective matches with them, being the 2 shortest matches of the tournament. Kong lost to Goddard in 3 minutes and 12 seconds via a flash pinfall, and Gail Kim lost to Tigre Uno in 5 minutes 33 seconds by reversing her pinfall attempt and winning herself. But that match in particular, Gail and Uno, they had a decent match for the 5 minutes it had been given, and both Gail and Kong still looked strong in defeat. We then fast forward 4 years to 2019, and between this time, TNA and Impact had pretty much stopped doing intergender matches in its entirety. But they made their triumphant return with Scarlett Bordeaux versus Glenn Gilberti, aka Disco Inferno. Scarlett Bordeaux debuted in July 2018. Her character was titled The Smoke Show, and essentially her character was that she's an attractive woman who everyone is in awe of and who people don't expect to be such a good wrestler, but she is. She's really good. Her debut match was against Glenn Gilberti, which she won in fairly quick fashion, and from there, her and Fala Bar started teaming up and entered a feud with OVE. Ahead of a match with them, a vignette of OVE aired, with Sami Callihan attacking the women's division and Tessa Blanchard, and from there, a new intergender feud would begin. Tessa Blanchard's feud that she has been involved in with OVE has in my opinion been the best feud of the year in all of wrestling. Tessa is easily Impact's biggest star and she has killed it this year. Tessa and Sami Callihan's first match took place at Slammiversary this year, and due to the buzz around this match, it was announced that night that Tessa vs Sami would be main eventing. The two ended up having a match of the night and possibly Impact match of the year, with Sami Callihan ultimately picking up the win. After that, Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan entered the Mashup tournament, which was a tag team tournament which saw rivals teaming up, and the winning team would face each other in a one-on-one match in a world title number 1 contenders match at Unbreakable, and obviously Tessa and Sami would win the tournament and go on to face each other at Unbreakable for their rematch. The two main evented and had yet another barn burner, with Sami Callihan picking up the win yet again. And the same day of Unbreakable, there was also Jordan Grace teaming up with Petey Williams and Scott Steiner, which was awesome to see. And also Tessa Blanchard took on Madman Fulton in a match on Impact. And the reason I mention this match is because look at this image, the size comparison here is absolutely mental, but props to them both, because they still managed to put on a convincing match in a kind of David versus Goliath format, so major props, because it was actually a sick match. Tessa's feud with OVE was the start of intergender wrestling being normalized in Impact, and just recently at Bound for Glory, which is arguably Impact's biggest show of the year, we saw a Call Your Shot Battle Royale, which is basically just a Royal Rumble, and people in the match included Kylie Ray, Jordan Grace, Madman Fulton, Hornswoggle, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and Joey Ryan. Like, wrestling is just crazy, man. Also on this same show, there was a ladder match for the X Division title, with Jake Crist defending against Daga, Ace Austin, AC Romero, and Tessa Blanchard. And Tessa was fingertips away from becoming the first female X Division champion, but Ace Austin would knock her off the ladder to win the match instead. But oh my god, that moment where she nearly won, I was going crazy, and I was so upset when she lost, though Ace Austin is brilliant. And that pretty much brings us to where we are now. Last night on Impact, Tessa won a gauntlet match, also featuring Rich Swann, Daga, Moose, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin, and she is now the number 1 contender for the world title and will be facing Sami Callihan at Hard to Kill in January. Tessa has pretty much left the Knockouts division at this point, and she's the top star in the men's division. I mean, this woman is fantastic in the ring, on the mic, everything about her. She's a huge star and easily TNA's biggest star and one of the biggest stars in wrestling today. So, will Tessa make history and defeat Sami Callihan for the title in their 3rd match? I mean, Sami Callihan has won the first 2, and I think Tessa needs to win this. but we have to wait 2 months to find out, and not gonna lie man, I cannot be bothered. Like, bring me this match already. The other two were so good, I want to see this match already. So yeah, intergender wrestling is pretty much a normalized thing on Impact Wrestling, and I think it's really cool to see, because intergender wrestling should be a normal thing in wrestling, in my opinion, and Impact are pretty much the most mainstream promotion to have the women and men's divisions integrated into each other. Even last night there was another intergender match, not just a gauntlet. Jordynne Grace took on Johnny Bravo and Taya Valkyrie in a handicap match, and she completely destroyed Bravo. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, then go ahead and smack the like button. It's a very different video to anything I've ever done before. Kind of just talking about some of the best intergender matches to happen in TNA and in Impact. And talking about how TNA really is just doing a great job with it all. Or I should say Impact. Impact are doing a great job. I've got into a bad habit of calling Impact TNA. You know, now that this channel I'm doing TNA videos. It's a bad habit. I need to stop. Like the video, subscribe and notifications on, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/ToptonWrestling, link in the description, help support the channel, would be really appreciated. My Twitter is @ToptonWrestling, my Instagram is @I'mTomBell. I'll see you all soon, hope you enjoyed the video, goodbye, and keep on rolling.